right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Going to be touching on the top prop bets here for March Madness in college basketball. We are getting some pretty decent edges between PrizePicks and Underdog, so let's go ahead and start with that. And so, guys, as expected, Ryan Chalkbrenner does have a pretty massive prop line difference. I teased that this would probably happen once the Underdog lines came out for today, and I will say I am pretty frustrated at Underdog for how late they got their fantasy score lines out. As you guys know, these are typically the biggest edges that we had, like each and every slate. PrizePicks had 93 fantasy score prop bets out before Underdog even had one. I mean, that's insane. Once you want people to get volume on them, I know that these are the biggest edges for us on Underdog, and I think they know that as well. I think that's why they come out with those so much later, because they've had the full slate of prop bets available for March Madness, except for fantasy score prop bets. So I think that really echoes the point of those being the best bets that we get each and every single day, but pretty annoying there as well. But looking at it, guys, Ryan Chalkbrenner off by 3 compared to Underdog, right? And so I mentioned this has been the theme. So we know based off of the data points that we should be betting on is over 38.5. But literally, I think I'm like 0 for 6 on Ryan Chalkbrenner, and I'm going to keep calling him that because he chalks in these moments where the clear edge is to bet on his over fantasy score. But because we are getting such a massive prop line difference, we should be also attacking the under slightly, even though the over on Underdog is probably still the route to go per the average sportsbook line and per the projection data. But because it's such a big prop line difference, we could still be attacking the under on Underdog a little bit. It's a little bit of middle. So let's just say you're placing 4 bets with Ryan Chalkbrenner. Then you would want to do one like on PrizePicks. You'd want to do one under bet there on Underdog with him just to hedge it a little bit. They can middle. Actually, in the conference tournament week, there was a lot of middle bets that I hit that was pretty awesome there. And then the next one here is a player I don't even know of, and that's kind of the beauty of March Madness. So we got Tate Jones is what I'm assuming his name is, and again, we're seeing a pretty decent prop line difference here. So you could potentially attack a middle here as well, and the thing that I like about it is at 33.5, the average sportsbook line has it at 37, the projection data at 39. All the data points, again, are telling us to bet the under. All the data points are telling us that this is a pretty good bet. And so if you are someone that hasn't used the free square yet, this is actually a good spot to get to right here with those 2 bets because those are clear edges on PrizePicks. If it doesn't work out, it's kind of like, oh, well, we put our best foot forward. The players just didn't show up, right? I'm perfectly like, that is, if bets are going to miss, those are the bets I would want to miss, if that makes sense. We know bets are going to miss. Like, I would rather be placing good bets and have those miss rather than just firing at the hip. And so, yeah, I'm perfectly fine using those 2 with this discount. And that will be like the bet of the day. Again, if you are, like, I'm limited to $5 on this crap right now. It's annoying. So, like, I actually just ran out a 5 slip bet with this. But if you guys are not being limited, maybe you have $25 available for each bet. 2 of the 2 slip bets you could run are those 2 players there because those are big prop line differences. Let's go ahead and just talk about some other ones as well. So we do have a little bit of a game stacking opportunity here as well with Neil and Creighton here. So again, all the data points are telling us we should be betting the over really regardless of the site, but because the edge is much better on PrizePicks, we're going to be doing that as well. And so we'll take a peek at those. Neil has gotten his over in 2 or 3 straight games, which is obviously something we like. Ryan Chalkbrenner, on the flip side, did not get his over in the last 2 games. So a little bit of a worry there, but he is someone that can really go off. The difference with him is he needs to be getting multiple blocks and steals to really hit his over. And then for what it's worth, guys, Chucky Hepburn as well. I've used this in a game stack with him where his fantasy score is off by a decent amount as well. We scroll down a little bit, and what we're going to notice is his fantasy score is off by 1.45 compared to Underdog as well. Now, this is another spot where the average sportsbook line likes the over much more. And I think the biggest difference here is I think Vegas is actually probably valuing blocks and steals a little bit more in March Madness than they were in the regular season, because we are noticing some pretty big differences with some of these players between the average sportsbook line and the fantasy score line. So I did think that was going to be worth calling out. But yeah, a nice game stacking opportunity there with Creighton and Louisville. Another player that I do want to call out as well while we're at it is Terrence Edwards Jr. as well. So he's not someone that's popping up fantasy score wise. We're not getting his lines just yet, but I did notice that his fantasy score line is slightly different on Underdog. They have him at like 30.5. That's probably going to adjust, but I do like that in a game stacking opportunity. And as you guys can probably see, I did just run out a similar game stacking opportunity. And I'm starting with the earlier games because, well, those are where we're getting our edges. So Wisconsin is one of the heavy favorites in round one, especially for a 3 seed. Like, I guess for a non-1 seed, I believe they have the highest point spread. So they're highly likely to win in this game, which should mean that both the Johns for the Wisconsin Badgers are going off. And if you look at PrizePicks and Underdog, their lines are slightly off compared to those two as well. And so again, scrolling down a little bit here, guys, we're going to see both of them are off by at least one. And so those are both spots where I actually don't mind the overs on PrizePicks, but these are two bets where maybe it does end up being a blowout, and maybe they actually don't get the run that we're expecting them to get, and we end up actually being able to hit both of them for the under. I like them both in game stacks, so that's what I want to call it. Both of those are going to be good, strong game stacking opportunities, and that's what we're going to notice with like Clemson as well, guys. So again, much more of like middling opportunities. I shouldn't say middling, but much more of, if I'm playing these guys, I'm playing them all on one site. Okay, so like for PrizePicks, even though the day is telling us to bet the under, if I want to be attacking these, I would want to stack them all together for the overs, because in comparison to Underdog, their lines are all a little bit too low. Okay, so if you're wanting to bet the under, like the data is somewhat suggesting, obviously we'd be running those unders out on Underdog. That'd be a much better move to go with there. But let's go ahead and jump on into where we are actually getting the best edge bets right now for college basketball. It is worth calling out. We got some soccer props that are popping up in there, but we're just focusing on college basketball today, guys. I'm excited for that. So Grant Foster is someone that's been popping up the whole day and for the past 2 days. We did get Miles Bird to chalk us bad to start March Madness 2 days ago. That was pretty annoying. Dude got 4 shots off. Like, what the heck? And the annoying part about that is his line got bumped by like 2 to like 29. Yes, 1.5 to 29 by lineup block by game time. And so like clearly we had an edge there. That was tilting. But anyways, that's a good bet. We have Connerway here for over his fantasy score. That was a bet that was popping up. And we are getting some good other bets as well. So like Rain Smith for under his points here of 11.5. Obviously, that's a bet that the data really likes. So we want to be attacking that. Again, the issue, guys, with today is we have so many good prop bets. I should have probably just done a live stream and just been like, yeah, we're betting these. And when someone came in for the live stream, be like, yeah, we're just firing off all these guys. Go for it. Because there isn't exactly a bet of the day because of how many good bets that we are getting. We're just firing them all off pretty much. So many good ones. I did want to talk about Ryan Nembhard here as well. So Ryan Nembhard has some interesting lines today. I'm wondering if these could actually both end up hitting. So we are going to notice that the PrizePicks line here is clearly the outlier as well. Okay, so again, the average sportsbook line 29 for him or so, 29.3. Projection data 34. Okay, running up, and then the Underdog line 31. And so, yes, the PrizePicks line at 31.5 is clearly a little bit too high there. But I actually like the rebounds and assists a little bit more. Maybe those are bets that we could both run out. Maybe hedge a little bit with him. Maybe they both end up hitting. I don't mind those spots there as well. But yeah, guys, getting plenty of good prop bets. And really the bet of the day for me is just going to be attacking really all these. I mean, that's really the way to go. But like, if we want to just concentrate on today's games, like we could do a bet for that. But really, I'm just going down the board here. But like a bet of the day could be running out this little stack here, a 4-slip stack there as well. And then as I mentioned, like these are like middling opportunities that I don't mind that I've ran out as unders on Underdog, kind of hoping for that blowout where if it does blow out, then they are going to be part of the reason as to why that blows out. But also maybe they don't get the minutes that they're projected to get and they end up getting that under. And so jumping into a quick prize bet of the day, then we'll jump into Underdog. These are the top 6 prop bets on the day. Now, obviously, we have some Friday PrizePicks prop bets that we could be betting, and you should be betting on those as well. Like that's definitely worth doing. But just for today, I know people just like to get bets for the day, and so that's what we're running out. Worth going out. Smith as well. Like this could be a part of that. If you want to do a 5-slip bet for that Creighton Louisville stack, by all means, we could extend that into a 5-slip bet with Neal, Kalkbrenner, Edwards, and then Hepburn as well. It's a 5-slip bet that, you know, decently correlates as well. Like if Edwards and Hepburn are getting their overs, yeah, Smith is probably not going to get his over 11.5 points. So a decent little spot there as well. Now, just a reminder, guys, before we get into the Underdog bet of the day here as well, or Underdog board, make sure you use the promo code 925 if you guys are looking to sign up for Underdog and you guys have never done so before. Same thing with PrizePicks, guys, but it's going to be the number 9TO5 as well. Both of those are going to be linked in the description below, and both of those are going to be easy ways to help out the channel as well. And that is worth calling out. betr has their daily discounts going on today as well. One of those discounts is going to be JT Toppin as well for his points. That's actually a 10% discount. So obviously we want to be taking advantage of that. Typically speaking, we get some good under fantasy scores with betr, but a lot of those college basketball prop bets that I already mentioned are going to be bets that you guys can use on betr as well. Again, link to that's going to be in the description below. They give daily discounts each and every slate, which is something that we should be targeting. So guys, looking at Underdog, their lines are actually a little bit better in terms of the fantasy score lines where we're getting some decent edges, but we are seeing some spots that we can get to. Now, the first bets that I like are going to be like Jaden Adkins for under his points and rebounds here of 16.5. Now, the projection data doesn't exactly tell us to do that. So like maybe we start with Swain here for under his rebounds of 5.5. We do see the projection data has it closer to 5.4. The average sportsbook line at 4.5, not a terrible one. But, you know, for me, again, I'm probably not going to be getting as much exposure on Underdog today just with the lines that are available. There's no point with some of the lines that are available, especially when most of the bets that we are seeing here, we're being told to bet the over with the projection data, which is not the end all be all. Obviously, the data is based off of the average sportsbook line because that's going to lead us to profit in the long term. But when we have the choice to choose between one site or another, when one site is giving us clear edges and another site where, yeah, we're getting some good edges, but don't exactly need to get there as much, is worth calling out though, guys. Hunter Dickinson for over his fantasy score on Underdog is definitely the bet I want to be rolling with. Clear edge there for us. Like I feel like that's a very solid one I wanted to call out to you guys there as well. Nelly Joseph Jr. I don't mind for over his points as well at 13.5. Okay, this one has a 54% edge. The projection data likes the over there as well. The theme that we're going to notice is that for Underdog, we're chasing a lot more under bets. For PrizePicks, we're chasing a lot more over bets. John Blackwell for under his fantasy score, again, because that prop line difference is not a bad bet. Not going to exactly give you guys a bet of the day because I want to be betting over bets, honestly. But like Hunter Dickinson for over his fantasy score on Underdog is kind of clearly a good edge for us there as well. Now, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I do want to remind you guys of the 9 to 5 membership. Get access to all the tools available on the 9 to 5 website for $10 a month. That gives you access to all the fantasy golf tools as well as all the prop betting tools as well for all the various sports. Obviously going to be a big month here for college basketball, guys. Take advantage of it. All of it available for $10 a month. You guys can see a more detailed breakdown of what tools are available there as well. That's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching. Good luck with all your March Madness bets. And as always, let's keep cashing.